Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So let's take a look at the short term in this video. Looked at the bigger picture in the previous one. So what do we have here? Do we have any changes? Not really. Okay, so the support levels remain unchanged. The main support area on this chart, main support zone, is here between $47 and $79. That means as long as $47 is holding, another high in the fifth wave here is still a reasonable expectation. That can take us to $200 plus. But first of all, we need to consider this structure here. Short-term bullish scenario unchanged, still allows for one more high in wave 3. Short-term bearish scenario means that we are already in the larger degree fourth wave. Micro price action not very clear. It's come quite deep for the short-term bullish scenario. So the wave 4 has come down quite a lot, but we've never had a sustained break below the micro support level I communicated. Remember which level we took a look at? Yeah, what we communicated. So I did take it off the chart because it's not so relevant anymore, but the support range, I mean, it is relevant, but you don't want to have all sorts of levels on the chart. The support level that was really key here to maintain, let's say, a high likelihood perspective on another high, because people asked me about that in the comments of the previous video, $89.50. Now, we haven't got a sustained break. That's one thing, okay? So there is no sustained break below the 50% Fibonacci level. The wick doesn't, nearly doesn't count. Immediate recovery, and then here even touching the trend line, immediate recovery. There's no sustained break below that $89.50 level. So also, I consider that only the B wave low, an overshooting B wave to the downside. The wave 4 basically, if it is completed, should have completed here. So again, at the moment, it just, as I said in yesterday's video, as long as the pullback is only corrective, it keeps the door open for higher. And the $89.50 level never had a sustained break. But yeah, I mean, if we get a break below yesterday's low, and it was actually today's low, and a break below that trend line before, I mean, that will shift more and more the probabilities towards the yellow count. It's difficult. As I said, there is not really a great trade setup here at the moment. I don't know if you want to trade this, by all means, but this is a mess. So I don't see a very clear trade setup. I gave you an idea for true trade setups. Well, 3 maybe. So first of all, if we get into this region, that's an interesting one to trade wave 5. Just requires a bit of patience. I mean, if you really desperately want to trade another high, you can always set the stop below the last swing low. But I don't see, it's just not a very good setup because it broke micro support. Even though if it only broke it briefly, it still shows weakness. So it's difficult. But one idea for a setup is if we, in the short-term bullish scenario, which should unfold as an A, B, C structure. So the A wave unfolds as another ABC. Once this is topped, then the corrective pullback. If we see a 3-wave move, this could be a trade setup to trade the C wave higher. And if, however, after the next move to the upside or at any point we see any impulse to the downside, even if it's just a small impulse, that also would take previous lows out, then it probably will shift probabilities towards yellow, because then the C wave down is likely unfolding, because that's an impulse. So also the subwaves should be impulsive. So I'm very much on high alert. I'm watching for impulses. Haven't seen one. So at the moment, the pullbacks are still corrective. It just keeps the door open for higher or for more sideways action. Okay. So, yeah, situation is still very much a fluid situation, and the chart still needs to reveal, let's say, its true intentions. There's a lot of uncertainty at the moment in the crypto market anyway. A lot of coins are in corrections, especially, this is an explosive week. So, I would just focus on the good setups we have in the market at the moment. We have quite a few that are clear, that we talk about a lot in the membership. Coins that I don't even cover here on the channel. Okay, there are quite a few actually. But also here, the ones that I cover on the channel, like, Matic, for example, is a good one to set up. That's a solid one. Which other one am I covering actually? I mean, even Link is clearer than Solana at the moment. But we have a few 1-2 setups that we cover here as well on the channel. So anyway, the question is, if you really desperately want to trade for one more high, I mean, it's always reasonable to set a stop below the last low, but we haven't even had a break above the trend line here. So we only have a reaction to the ascending trend line and need to see if it holds. So just have a little bit of patience. At the moment, I don't see a need to do anything here. All I can say is we have to keep the door open for one more high at the moment in the white count. Surely we should see a lot of volatility this week, and possibly we'll get that decision this week. Not only the ETF decision, but that might be the catalyst that will drive the price here further and get some progress done in the chart. That's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.